No, I haven't. They haven't explained that yet. Dr. Grant talked more about the frogs, but he didn't get very specific.
Well, we also finished listening to the book. Do you think they'll get more specific or no?
There's 4 hours left right now. I've listened to probably another 2 hours at the moment. I'm 2 hours ahead of where we were. They just explained a bit more, but he
about
did.
The frogs?
Huh?
About the frogs?
Yeah. All he said was that some species, males and females, are really close. Like they don't look very different from each other, and they don't they don't. It wasn't a very good explanation. It wasn't as good as the movie. I like the movie better, but maybe we'll get that explanation. The movie also.
Well, it's kind of interesting. You know, most people say they like the book better for a lot of things.
Oh, I mean, the book is way better. Other than the T-Rex continues to chase... Spoilers. The T-Rex seems to just have a vendetta against Grant and the kids.
Yeah.
She just chases...
Food does it have?
What?
What other food does it have?
It literally ate a dinosaur earlier in the book, and it was tired and full. And yet it decided to chase after 2 children and an adult.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. It has a vendetta against them. I mean, maybe after chasing off the younger Rex, it decided it didn't want to go back to its kill. I don't know.
It didn't like the taste of dinosaur.
I guess. It has spent a ton of energy on chasing Grant and these kids, and it just doesn't make any sense. They also changed a few other things. For one thing, Dr. Grant and Ellie aren't really an item. The kids were like, ooh. In the movie, they were closer to an item than they are in the book. In the movie, she's actually... I think she's engaged in the book to some banker in Chicago, or maybe he was a lawyer. I think he was a lawyer or banker in Chicago.
Someone with money.
Yeah, someone with money living in Chicago. He is either a lawyer or a banker. The kids naturally asked if Grant and Ellie were married. Or a thing. And Grant was like, no, no, no. He did smile about it, but he was like, no, no, no. In the movie, they were clearly an awkward thing, but never became official. They also... Oh! The kids never get electrocuted by the fence.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, what happens is they go over a waterfall in a raft.
Yep.
And he has to do very quick, brief CPR on the little girl.
Hmm.
Like, it was like literally 2 sentences.
Oh.
And he performed CPR, and she coughed up a bunch of liquid and started to breathe. You're like, oh, it was a lot bigger of a deal in the movie. That's also what's interesting I noticed. I don't know if you remember this, but the ages between the boy and the girl are different in the movie than they are in the book. In the book, the girl is younger, is like 5 or 6 years old compared to, or maybe like 7 or 8 at the most, compared to Tim, who's 11, I think he was 11 in the movie too, but the daughter was like 14 in the movie. So she was also like good with computers and stuff. In this, she's just kind of in the way and annoying. So maybe, you know, maybe the movie made a change and was just like, we can't just have this annoying girl causing problems for our adventurers. So they made her stronger and better. Which is a fine change, to be honest. It's kind of annoying. Oh. She's kind of annoying, but... in the book. They also, oh, no, yeah. There's still 4 hours. The park is up and running again. They never got it up and running again or they did, very briefly. Then the raptors attacked, and they just left. They still haven't told them about the raptors on the boat. That's an interesting change. I'm curious how that's going to go. Because they haven't... The phone lines are still dead.
Yeah.
I think they did get... They might have gotten them fixed. It wasn't... I wasn't very clear. I think it was. They had to turn the system off and turn it back on. But the movie, that was a way more dramatic of a thing. In the book, it was just... I mean, it was dramatic, but there weren't raptors trying to kill them. Or at least Michael Crichton's interpretation of a raptor. His version of a raptor didn't actually exist.
Does not or does?
Does not. They're actually a combination of a lot of dinosaurs. Actual raptors were like turkeys with claws.
Well, he did say they're like a foot tall.
No, those were the compies.
Be like 3 feet tall.
Nope, those were the compies.
Compies.
The ones that they found in the forest in Costa Rica. The raptors in this are like 6 feet tall. Also,
I thought, because I thought when they were talking about the raptors, I thought they were talking about the things that they said were 12 inches tall.
The baby was 12 inches tall. If you remember the baby at the very beginning. Also, the Dilophosaurus is not poisonous. That was actually made up for the movie. We don't know if they shot poison or not, but in real life, they are not like that. Also, the T-Rex wouldn't roar in real life.
Wouldn't roar?
Mm-mm.
How come they always portray T-Rexes in like everything?
The T-Rex, that's because it's all based off Jurassic Park. Or Godzilla. The T-Rex, a roaring is a mammal thing. Lions use it for intimidation. They don't think it evolved. Why would they don't believe that Tyrannosaurus Rex would evolve to roar?
Really?
Yeah. Also, it cannot run very fast. You can outrun a T-Rex.
What about its stride?
You probably couldn't outrun its stride, but in the Jurassic World film, where what's-her-face outruns a T-Rex in heels, you can do that. The world record 100-meter dash.
I don't know. It says some biomechanics researchers argue the T-Rex could moves much slowly, perhaps 6 kilometers or 10 miles an hour, which is roughly an average human runner. Now, I suppose with adrenaline, you could probably get up to 15. But I don't know what's endurance.
But again, Well, a T-Rex wouldn't have that endurance. Well, but again, they also point out, why the fuck would a T-Rex chase a human in the first place? It's so very little calories that it would, if you started to run, it would like maybe lunge and then be like, yeah, I'm gonna burn too much energy trying to chase after you than it's worth. Like, it's not worth it for it to run at full speed. It isn't. They talked. In film theory, they talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where I got this information. Matt Pat's
film theory is Matt Pat, right?
Was anyways, but yeah.
What do you mean? What? He doesn't do it anymore?
He retired.
Retired?
Yeah.
What do you mean retired?
It just caused too much stress running all these channels, and he wants to spend time with his kids, so.
So he does no YouTube now?
He shows. I think he was doing his live streaming channel, and then he just kind of does like side pet projects, you know.
Oh, because I learned his food theory.
Food theory is no longer him.
Well, I know, but I got really into that.
Yep, food theory, game theory, and film theory, and fashion theory. They're all somebody else.
Damn. He actually made a thing on how long could you survive in the grocery store before Mr. Beast did it.
Yeah, I saw that. Technically, you could probably do it indefinitely, but...
He did. He talked about that, but you'd have to have a floral department.
Yeah.
If they don't have a floral department, then you could not do it indefinitely.
Well, you could live off potatoes.
The whole idea is build a plant.
Yeah. You could live off potatoes.
But you need soil. From
Yeah.
Floral. So that's why I was saying if they don't have a floral department, then you could not.
Oh, I thought he said I'd just tear up the floor.
The floor? Oh, I said floral.
Yeah, but I thought he said you just tear up the floor.
No, he was saying the potting soil.
Oh.
On the floor department.
I would tear up the floor.
The floor?
Yeah. There's soil underneath
there.
there.
Grow on the... What?
You tear up the floor. Go through the concrete.
They grow through the concrete?
No, you tear up the concrete.
What do they grow in? What do you bury them in?
The dirt. You remove the floor. Under the concrete, there's dirt.
No, but how do you get through the concrete?
Yeah, you figure it out.
What do you mean figure? How?
You've got a lot of time to get through the concrete. Water.
Anyways.
If you have running water.
If you have running water. No, I think his was no electricity, right? Well, yeah, he made two, because it depends whether or not you have to learn electricity. Because I think he assumed that you did not have electricity, because otherwise you could have frozen food and it could come back to vegetables and all that. Because you wanted to assume that worst case scenario. Because if the worst case scenario can be done, then that means the best case scenario can also be done. So we assumed the worst case scenario, which was no electricity.
Yeah.
And I think even with the worst case scenario, I think even if you did not have access to soil, it still was like 40 or 50 years. Worst case scenario.
Yeah, well, you could, all that rotting food you could turn into soil. All your shit.
Yeah.
You can then also chip up the concrete. I'm not saying dig through it.
Is there a ratio, though, of shit to soil?
Well, yeah. So no, what you need then is like a backing material, but that can be achieved quite easily with concrete. You just use the concrete again. You grind up the concrete. We'll figure it out.
How? You'll figure it out.
You just turn the concrete into dust. Mix that with the shit. Get a piece of metal and start doing this.
I still have not heard the how.
I literally just said, get a piece of metal and do this.
I don't have my phone.
You can't... Here, pick up the metal and do this. Sorry, viewers. Did you hear that?
I heard something. I don't know what you were doing.
I'm rubbing my popsicle stick against the microphone. You take a piece of metal and you rub... And you take a piece of metal and you rub against the concrete till it chips and fractures and breaks. You make dirt. And rocket science. But again, you also have all the rotting plants and other junk.
Rotting plants?
Rotting, yeah, from the vegetables that you couldn't eat before they started to rot.
Is there, can it grow, but it would still need some soil though, right?
No.
I don't know if it can it grow in just pure compost?
Yes and no. It does. It probably needs, some sort, it probably needs another binder, but that I don't think you could probably grow plants.
And where do you get the water to water it if you don't have access to running water?
It's a Walmart. You have so much goddamn water. Plus, I would just make water.
Oh, you're gonna make water with ingredients at no, not a supermarket like a Walmart, a grocery store.
Yeah, I would make a solar still.
Out of what?
Plastic wrap? You're in a grocery store.
I suppose.
You go to the back aisle, there's so much goddamn plastic wrap.
It is true.
Now, solar still usually works because there's moisture somewhere else. I have to think about a design to harvest moisture out of the air, but it could be done. It could be done. But anyway.
Once you've used up all the moisture in the air, the only moisture that would be entering the air is from you breathing.
Yeah.
You breathe enough water vapor to collect in a harness to actually water something?
Well, you're also going to have excess water from fires, from all the plants that are dehydrating and rotting.
Oh, yeah, we'd be starting a fire in the store, wouldn't we?
Mm-hmm. There'll be excess water in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Will there be enough to live off of? I don't know. That is an Andy Warner question. That's like we're talking.
Is he another YouTuber?
No, it's the guy that wrote The Martian.
Oh.
I don't know his last name, but that's an Andy question.
Yeah.
Anyways, I would like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New podcasts, other than last week where we missed one, every Friday, noon Central Time, and good night.